Hello and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the TEKS tool formulas. We are working with volume with a problem related to TEKS 5.6a, and we will solve it in 5 minutes or less. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a rectangular prism here, and it looks like it's empty. And we want to figure out how many unit cubes we will need to fill it up. All right, so what is a unit cube? Well, if we look at a cube like this, we're going to draw this little cube. And it says it has a volume of 1 cubic inch. So what that means, if volume gives us the space inside of a three-dimensional object, that means we've got 1 inch length, 1 inch width, and then 1 inch height. So one way to think of volume is length times width times height. So if we look at that unit cube, it's going to be 1 times 1 times 1. Well, what's 1 times 1 times 1? That's going to be 1 inch. But not just 1 inch. Our unit is going to be 1 inch cubed. That 3 means cubed. Or we can write it like this, cubic inch. They are both going to be correct. So that means that we have cube that is all dimensions of 1 inch on each side. How many of those does it take to fill up this entire rectangular prism here? Well, that's really what volume is all about, is taking these cubes and trying to see how many of these unit cubes we can use to fill up any of these rectangular prisms. In this case, it is 6 inches across, 3 inches back, 4 inches up. So I want to draw the bottom layer. All right, so I'm going to draw I'm going to kind of estimate that my first layer is going to be right around here. All right, so I'm going to kind of draw this. So let's say that's my first layer of cubes. Now, what do I know about this layer of cubes? I know this layer of cubes is 3 rows back, right? This 3 tells me it's 3 rows back. So I'm going to draw a thin line right here, squeeze in another thin line right here. And I'm going to draw some lines down. All right, so that's supposed to represent the 3 rows. And then I know that I've got 6 columns, right? If I view these as columns. So I'm going to cut this in half. We still need that slant. I'm going to cut the half into thirds because 2 times 3 makes 6. All right, so this is my best kind of rough visualization of this bottom layer. And so we can think, well, how many cubes are in this layer? Well, I've got 6 columns of 3, or I can view it as 3 rows of 6. Either way, we're looking at your 6 and your 3, and your 6 times 3 means I've got a bottom layer of 18, right? I've got 18 little cubes here on the bottom. And we're going to stop right there because another formula that we'll see on our reference chart is also base times height. Okay, so base means the area of the base. And so you notice that both of these formulas have an H, which means this length times width is really what that base means. The area of the base means what is the base of this shape. This prism happens to be a rectangle. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Length times width. You're going to find the base times width formula is used more and more as you get into middle school because it's more useful for other types of prisms like triangular prisms, hexagonal prisms, even cylinders. Base times height is better. Length times width only works for rectangular prisms. So I've got a layer of 18 little cubes. How many layers do I have? Well, there's 4. So if I were to draw a line here, right, and kind of try to make it go like this, and then draw another line here. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right, I'm not going to necessarily draw all the lines, but now I'm going to have 4 layers. And how much does each layer have? Well, 18, 18, 18, and 18. Each layer's got the same amount. So I'm going to end up doing 18 times 4, and that's going to be 32. That's 72, because what I ended up doing was 6 times 3 times 4, length times width times height, and it's going to be 72 cubes.